Surprise bill? Need fast funds? CashNet USA can help. When you need money fast, be the hero.
Apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and get a fast decision. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times.
I won't let my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. In 2 clinical studies, Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, provided 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks in 7 out of 10 adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. In a study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients with 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks were still clearer at 5 years. At 1 year and thereafter, patients and healthcare providers knew that Tremfya was being used. This may have increased results. Results may vary.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food and Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.
Welcome. So you speak multiple languages, which is incredible.
Well, 3 languages.
That's multiple.
Okay, sure.
Right? Because if it were just 2, it'd be a couple.
That's true, actually.
So multiple languages. So listen, don't.
Okay.
Come on, don't undersell yourself, all right? You're all these multiple languages. Come on now, flex it.
I speak multiple languages, you're right.
Exactly.
I can attempt Swedish.
What language do you think in? Ladies and gentle giants, take your seats. The lights are dimming. The curtain is about to open. Please open those candy wrappers now and get ready to be blown away, because today we have a guest who is an absolute powerhouse in the entertainment industry. She's an actress, a voiceover titan, and a producer who has been making waves on both sides of the Atlantic. You might recognize her from hit shows like Peaky Blinders and Call the Midwife. Or maybe you've heard her incredible voice work in games like Final Fantasy 16, the best game of 2023, and Assassin's Creed's Valhalla. She's got a Polish mom, a Norwegian dad, and she's conquered the acting world from Norway to the UK. Give it up for the amazingly talented Nina Yndis. Nina, welcome to the show. So let's just jump into it. I just love diving into the discussion. First off, how are you? How's your day today?
Oh my God, I'm really good, thank you. It is like 8 p.m. here where I am. Where are you guys?
So I'm in Florida. So It is 2 o'clock. So you're 6 hours ahead of us. 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm, Great. Mm-hmm. Okay. Lovely. And is it like really nice and warm and sunny?
Unfortunately, it's a little too hot. So aren't you guys going through like a heat wave too? Where are you? You're in where are you?
We were actually, in London.
London, yes.
Yeah, we were. It was so hot last week and I couldn't sleep. But now it's a bit better. It's been raining a little bit, which I'm actually grateful for. I've always dreamt about living in like a hot place like Florida. You know, I'm originally from Norway, which is kind of like half of the year is cold and dark. So yeah, I've always been dreaming about living somewhere hot like you.
You absolutely should then. I mean, just pull the trigger. You only live once. And, especially during the dark and stormy times. If you ever do visit Norway, just come here.
Yeah.
Our winters, believe it or not, so I live in Destin, which is like the northern part of Florida. And the weather can get really cold.
Really?
Like frost on the ground cold during December.
Okay. Interesting. But no snow. Okay.
So no snow. You still get your hoodie weather.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well,
it's
that's
nice and chilly.
Nice, though.
Oh, it absolutely is, especially since I love hoodies and it's 90% of my wardrobe.
Really? But I can imagine you you appreciate like the nice warm weather as well with the sun during the summer?
A little. So
Okay.
so my wife and I have a second house in Illinois, and like that's where like summer, like we'll go there for summer because it doesn't get like too hot there.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, here it's bad right now. I mean, it's like 90 degrees, feels like 100.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just thawed out before this podcast. I just went out and like laid by my pool and just because
See, you've got a pool, and that to me that is the dream. You should see me in Norway during winter time. Okay, it's actually like not even funny. It's like icy everywhere. When I visit my family in Norway, they've got a house like up a mountain, and you can't drive up because it's just ice. If you attempt to drive up with the car just starts sliding down. You literally lose control of the car. That's like a normal day in Norway, and it's cold. It's like minus 20 degrees Celsius, and it can get really brutal.
So what do you have to ski lift up?
Actually, that's a good idea to just have a ski lift up to the house to my parents. That would be
just get a little mini ski lift.
Yeah, I might tell them to get that.
Yep.
That would be so easy. Yeah, thank you.
It'll look cool too, functional. It'll raise the price of the
Exactly. Yeah, it would raise the value of the house.
Exactly.
Awesome. That is such a good idea.
Yep, you're welcome. Listen, I'll take 10% of whatever you guys end up flipping it for.
I might just end up not telling you.
Oh, no. You know what? Now I'm going to have to find. You know what? It won't be hard to find. All right. Ski lift Norway house and just see.
Well, you know what? We probably wouldn't be the only house that has that. But yeah. Good luck with the search.
Thank you. I'll figure it out. I have connections, I'm sure. So, Andre, sure, figure it out. All right, so Nina, I don't know if you know, I am a diehard Final Fantasy fan. Like,
oh my God.
Like, I mean, so like the MMO, their first MMO was Final Fantasy 11. I have the character, my first ever character's name is tattooed on my wrist. I mean,
wow.
I've been playing Final Fantasy games I'm 33, so like 20 years, 21
Amazing.
years. Final Fantasy 16 was one of my favorite Final Fantasies of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And have you played all of the Final Fantasy games?
I played almost all of them.
Wow.
Right. So I played
and 16 is your favorite.
16 was like top 2, top 3.
Wow. That is such a huge compliment.
It was remarkable. And Benedikta was such a good villain at the start of the game. Obviously,
Thank you.
So, like, talk to me about like how did this part come about, and like, did you enjoy Benedikta as a character?
Oh my God, I loved her. She's like who I kind of secretly want to be in real life. I got to live out my dream in the booth for many years, actually. It was quite nice. Even though she's like quite in the beginning of the game, we were recording for a long time. And also, obviously, we hit COVID, which didn't help things. So like a lot of the recordings were sort of delayed over a longer period of time. But it was so lovely because it was the first character as a voiceover artist that I felt like I really, truly got to know her. But how did it come about? So I was actually in Final Fantasy 14.
Really?
Have you played that?
So yeah, I played it when it very first came out years ago, and then I never played it again.
So I have a tiny, tiny little part in Shadowbringers, and I play Umet.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
Shadowbringers, Umet. It does not ring a bell, but I will.
That's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't remember my character either, but it was my first sort of like entrance into the Final Fantasy world, and I think the Square Enix, they were like, oh, let's get her back in for this. So I play a Scandinavian role. She's actually Icelandic, or they wanted like an Icelandic accent for Final Fantasy 14. And then they got me in for Final Fantasy 16, knowing that I'm Scandinavian and that I do Scandinavian accents. So they didn't want anything specific, like, because obviously it's a made-up world and stuff, but they wanted my character and also David, who plays Barnabas, all of us from like Waloed. They wanted us to sound sort of like Nordic somehow. So I think they got me in because they already had my voice on file from Final Fantasy 14 and like other games. This is the same studio that I've been recording at called Side. And I did Assassin's Creed Valhalla there, like all of the Viking games.
Oh my God,
I've
nice.
done. Yeah.
So you just have an arsenal of Viking Scandinavian, like you're like the girl they call.
Literally. I'm literally like, I'm in so many Viking games, I don't even know what they are.
Right.
I know I'm like, I've got a tiny little thing in Valorant. I remember I did that.
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. And there's like plenty of, like wherever there's like Scandinavian accents, I am probably there. But the problem is that I don't even know myself because I'm terrible, because I don't play video games myself. So, and also very often, yeah, I know. I have a PlayStation 5 and I really should. And the Final Fantasy like fandom, they have been asking me to play the game and to stream it and everything. And I've promised that I will. I just haven't gotten around it yet because I genuinely don't know how to hold like a
controller.
A controller, yeah. So I need to learn that first. But
that's going to be tough because, I mean, just if you haven't, I mean, handing a controller over to anyone, especially now since they're like a little bit more advanced, it's tough.
God. Yeah.
I mean,
it is tough. I actually did. I got to play a little bit of the game during the pre-launch in London, like last year. So I tried, but I think they gave me like the very, very lowest setting where I only had to click one button. And somehow I managed to like progress through the game. So that is the level that I can do. But yeah, any sort of Scandinavian stuff, I digress. Back to the studio. So yeah, so they had my voice on file and got me in for Final Fantasy 16. And you know, they don't tell you what the game is or anything.
Yeah.
I remember that I think Koji was in the room and the directors were in the room for my recall audition. But, you know, I didn't know who they were actually. And yeah, so I did the recall and it's quite funny. Now, I don't know whether I've made this story up myself or whether it actually is true, but I do remember either, whether it was in my dream or not, getting an applause after I auditioned.
Let's just say it happened.
Exactly, yeah. And I actually said this during the launch in LA last year. We were doing an interview and I was sat next to Koji and I was like, I'm pretty sure I got an applause during my audition. And he was like, sure, yeah.
Gas up the talent. Absolutely. Can't lie to you guys.
Exactly. Yeah. So it must have happened. So that's how I remember my audition. And then I got the part and and rest is history.
So how long so you said that it took years to record this?
Yeah. We were recording through 2019 and then through COVID and then a little bit we were doing sort of like pickup recordings after the pandemic as well. So yeah, I spent a long time with the directors and Koji Koji was on Zoom in Japan. You know, we were like recording in the afternoon in London and then he was listening in from Japan at like 2 a.m. Poor him.
Wow, dedication.
Listening to us
Jeez.
scream. I know. Yeah, he's amazing. But it was good to have him there listening in. Obviously, he knows, you know, the story inside out. So it was really valuable to have him in the session.
How many of your recording sessions were alone, like, or were all of them alone, or did you have, you know, your other voice acting, like, you know, partners, I guess, right? The scenes that you're in, were they also in the same room with you recording at some of those points, or?
I feel so hard done by because I know that Ben and Susanna and Ralph, they got to record together, but I was always alone in the booth. And I don't know why, whether they were like, oh, she's too crazy, like, we're just going to keep her away from the rest of the talent. Like, let's not, you know. So, yeah, I was always alone in the booth, unfortunately. No. I would have loved to record with them.
Yeah, I mean, that has to improve, like, the quality. I mean, I've seen so many recording videos of people are doing voice acting, and it is, like, to play off of another person's emotions when they're right next to you, I feel like can always be beneficial.
I mean, it's much easier for an actor to do that because you go to drama school and you are trained to basically react, or like be present
Acting
in the
is
scene.
Reacting.
Well, exactly, yeah. You're like in the scene with someone else whilst that is not the situation with video games, or at least it hasn't been my situation with video games. I've always been alone in the booth. So, yeah, I absolutely love to record with other people. That would be the dream. I've done like animation series where you are in the recording booth with the other actor, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, I've done only like a couple of voice acting like roles, and it's always alone, and it's just awkward. Like I can't, because obviously I'm a streamer, I'm a gamer. Like all of my stuff is in front of a camera, but it's not. I don't know. It's not intimate. I don't like, right? Like, I feel like when you're in the booth, it is very, like, I don't know how to say it. It is like an intimate setting in a way where, it's just totally different. And it's very awkward. And I imagine that there's it is for me.
It's so interesting that you think that, because, you're a streamer. So like you do talk to, I guess you're talking to your audience whilst you stream, right? Yeah. Whilst so when you're in the booth, you're kind of on your own. So it's different.
Yes, it's so different. And then also, it's unsettling when you're in like a soundproof booth. You know what I mean? You have all the foam around the walls and like there's no reverb whatsoever. Like when you speak, your voice just dies in seconds. Like,
sure. And you can hear your thoughts very clearly and sure. And your like rumbles and everything like that.
Everything is being picked up. It's intimidating.
It adds a little bit of spice to your recording.
Oh man, it's intimidating. I've been told that all the stuff that I've done is great, but like I feel like that's.
Oh my god, I'm sure it is amazing.
No, please, that's just. I feel like that's what the directors always want to tell you. No. Like, listen, that was perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing.
No, I'm listening to your voice now. You've got a great voice.
Wow. All right, listen.
You do. I appreciate a great laugh as well.
Oh my goodness. All right now. Thank you.
You should be doing more voiceover acting.
I have a lot of how to say a lot, that's definitely a stretch. I have a couple roles that come my way where they want me to audition, and it's just like my issue is creating a voice, right? Like I can do impressions pretty spot on, almost anything really if I watch enough of it. And like whenever I just I get in a room and they're like, all right, hey, listen, like this is the person, this is his voice, or like this is they tell you who he is and all these, and I'm like I don't know how the heck I'm gonna create this guy's voice.
That's interesting. That's so interesting because I've always admired people who can do impressions or like just do like the voice of Shakira or whatever. I listened to someone do that on TikTok the other day, like doing impressions of singers, and I'm like,
yes, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. By the way,
so you can do that?
I can do that, yes, to an extent, yeah.
That is amazing. Like to me, that's just like pure talent. Like I could never do that. I could never do an impression of anyone else, but I can do like my own voices.
Yes.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I think we've got like the opposite skills within like finding a voice then. I think for me, I mean, obviously my niche is like the foreigner. So I do all sort of Scandinavian, I'm talking specifically for video games and sort of like voice acting. I do all sort of Scandinavian stuff, but then also Eastern European. I'm half Polish, so I speak Polish as well. So I do like Eastern European accents and stuff. And yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that's everywhere right now in video games. Like I feel like it's very it's very like demand. Like what's the word? Just demand, right? There's a lot of demand for those types of voices.
It is.
So
which
you're
is
not going to be short of work. Great for you, absolutely.
It is great. I remember when I graduated from drama school, I had a teacher actually who told me, so at drama school, I had a very strong Norwegian accent. I was talking like this during my study, you know. And I had a teacher who was like, Nina, I'm sorry to break this to you, but you're just never going to work in this industry unless you get rid of your accent.
Wow.
I was told that, and I was like, oh my God, okay, what can I do? And so when I graduated, I invested in like accent training. So I did like hours upon hours with RP, like received pronunciation accent training, and general American accent training. And then eventually sort of just got rid of my European accent. And now it's so funny because sometimes I feel like I have to even like put back on the European accent when I'm doing roles, because that is mostly what I do now. Like my whole career is based on basically being a foreigner. And I don't mind that. That's great.
Right.
Like, you know, I love that. But yeah, that teacher was so wrong.
I cannot tell you. I feel like, and first off, any teacher that says that, like that tries to bring people down, you know, I like how many times? I mean, I've heard the story hundreds of times, right?
I
like,
know. It's so cliche.
Oh, it is cliche. Oh, you're not going to amount to anything, or you know.
Yeah,
you know,
but this is what
other.
They tell you. They actually do tell you this. I don't know. I think some drama schools, they have this technique or whatever, which is to like break the person down before they rebuild them up again, before they send them out into the, you know, industry, into the world of being an actor or a performer or whatever. And I'm not sure whether that is to like prepare you for all of the closed doors and all of the no thank yous that you will receive throughout your career. Maybe that is it, to like give you thicker skin. But yeah, they're really wrong sometimes.
I get it. I mean, I feel like if you're not going into the industry such as acting and voice acting, like you have to have thick skin. I mean, you have to know that you have to have thick skin, right? There's no way you're just gonna, you know, think you're gonna get every role and nail everything. So yeah, I think she was just being rude.
It was a he, actually.
Oh, then that makes even rude. More. Oh, you know what? Wow, just a mansplaining. So mansplaining a situation to a woman. Oh, of course.
No,
it's all making sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think he was just jealous.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's like, I wish I could be getting all these Eastern European roles.
Exactly.
Sucks to suck, man. He can keep on teaching.
Thank you. It makes me feel so much better. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
You're welcome. So from voice acting Final Fantasy 16 and voice acting video games to on-screen work. Apparently you've done, obviously, I mean, you were in Peaky Blinders, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Have you watched the whole thing?
Come on now, of course. And I'm happy that oh, absolutely. I watched it twice and I'm happy they're bringing it back for a movie.
Oh my God, I think they are. I was not invited for that movie. Damn it.
You know, it's a tough world out there. Tough world.
It is a tough world. Damn it. Gosh.
So I love interviewing and speaking with actors that have done both sides of the coin. Do you prefer on-screen acting or being in a booth?
Oh, you know what? I can't answer that. It really depends. Actually, sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I just want to roll out of bed in my pajamas, get into the booth and just scream. Like that is my dream day. And then other times I'm like, you know, I kind of want to be in front of the camera. I want to do this and I want to act with someone else. It's, you know, it's like two completely different disciplines. Of course, there's like crossovers in terms of like speaking the truth of the character and imagining yourself in a situation. You still have to do that on screen, even though you're, you know, in a big set surrounded by, you know, actors who are with you and costumes and stuff that makes it easier for you to get into the present situation of your character. But it's still like two completely different acting techniques, being a voiceover actor and then an on-screen actor. You've done some on-screen stuff as well, right?
Yeah, I had some stuff in, I've filmed commercials before, and I think my very first movie that I did was Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God, amazing. So
Yeah.
how do you find it? Like how do you
Horrifying.
really?
both equally horrifying. I think that the what scares me the most is like on screen acting is you are just, if you're not doing well, like let's just say you suck, okay? I'm sitting there feeling like I'm wasting, you're wasting the director's time, all the actors that are in your scenes time, the sound guy's time, you know what I mean? Like if you're just not nailing it, it could take hours to get this one scene they need, and it's like that pressure, like that's what I'm thinking of,
Right, but surely that's never happened to you.
Well, no, it hasn't, but it felt like, it feels like it sometimes when like the director's just like, hey man, like we want this. And it's like, I'm trying, like, I swear I'm giving it to you. Like,
Yeah. That's so, you know what? It's so interesting you say that. It's like the, what is the word for it? When imposter syndrome, when you feel like you're like, oh, I don't deserve to be here. Because obviously like as an actor, both on screen and like as a voiceover artist, you're competing with hundreds of people who probably, a lot of them are probably better than you, but still you got it, right? So you're like, I don't deserve to be here. But, the funny thing is, I recently had an experience where I was sat in the edit of a film that I starred in. And so I was also a producer of the film. And so I kind of like put myself into the edit. I was like, I'm going to be in the edit. I want to watch it. I want to be part of like, the creating of this.
Yeah.
And we were watching through some cuts. And I remember watching a scene and I was like, and asking the director, like, why did you use that take? I'm pretty sure I had a much better take than this. Because I specifically remember the scene, and I remember walking out of that scene being like, wow, I nailed that, But the director had not used that scene. And I was like, why? I want to see that take. Like, can we bring that take back in?
Mm-hmm.
And so the editor did that, and then I watched it back, and it was awful. And in my head,
that's so crazy.
It was like literally like the worst. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, I just remember it as the actor on set thinking, wow, I absolutely nailed that.
Yeah.
But then that scene translated onto the screen just did not like play as well as the take that the director had used, which, I remember that I didn't feel as connected during the take that the director ended up using.
Yeah.
But still, it worked much better. So I think what I learned from that was actually, you don't actually know sometimes as the actor what is going to play out best. And like a performance that you give that you maybe think feels awkward and weird might play out really well on screen. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I can see it. And that's also why, directors get paid the big bucks, because they can, they know, they can see it.
Yeah.
And that is so strange. You're like, yeah, man, I absolutely nailed that. I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I feel when I sing, when I have like a drinking stream. Like back in the day, I used to have like a drinking stream and I would like sing, just hammered. And then I'm thinking I'm killing it. And then I go back and watch the rebroadcast and I immediately delete the VOD. I'm like, holy shit, I sound horrible.
I love that. Oh, I'd love to do that, actually.
Oh,
that's such a good idea.
Those are always just absolute blast streams for me. But, like you just not a care in the world. You're having some drinks, playing video games, blasting some old emo music. And then, you just
but that's
rewatch
what it's
the VOD.
about, right? Like, I think that's what it's about, being a performer and like, you being a streamer and like also doing voice acting and acting on screen and stuff, like being a performer and like in the entertainment industry. We do it because we love it, because we're having fun doing it, right? So actually, I think the outcome isn't as important. It's the journey, getting to the product is like, that is what brings the most joy, I think, especially for me.
So this is it's not really a follow-up question, but it kind of is.
Surprise bill? Need fast funds? CashNet USA can help. When you need money fast, be the hero.
Apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and get a fast decision. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times.
I won't let my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. In 2 clinical studies, Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, provided 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks in 7 out of 10 adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. In a study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients with 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks were still clearer at 5 years. At 1 year and thereafter, patients and healthcare providers knew that Tremfya was being used. This may have increased results. Results may vary.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food and Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.
What would you say is your most like prepared role, right? Like you had to do like the most research, or you had to do, I don't know, like a boot camp or something to prepare for a role that you've ever done?
That is a good question.
Or is it just, are you just absolutely just naturally gifted and you just walk onto the set and slay it?
Yeah, that.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. No. I did a show which, oh my God, ended up flopping, but it was amazing. It was one of the most amazing experiences in my career. It was a TV show for Peacock, actually. And I had to play like the leading woman's alter ego. And I played twins. So actually, no, they weren't twins. Sorry. They were sisters. I was playing 2 characters and they were sisters, not even twins.
Yeah.
So they were American characters, but originally born in Serbia. So I had to learn Serbian, but also learn an American accent so that it sounded like I was from America.
Jeez.
It was general
I'm
American.
confused right now just having you explain it.
I know, yeah. It's this like psychological thriller-esque kind of thing with a hint of horror in it. Like it's a really cool show. I'm so sad that it ended up not doing so well because I loved it. But it was my first sort of like big role where I was, in the entire season, all episodes, and I had to play the 2 sisters. And I remember that before we shot that, during COVID actually, in Stockholm, of all places.
Wow.
I did just hours and hours of accent training and also language training. Like I had to learn Serbian. I was calling my mom's friend who's Serbian and just speaking to her and being like, please, can you teach me? And also doing sort of like animal studies to try and differentiate the 2 sisters, because I really wanted it to feel like we were 2 different actors playing the 2 different roles. Now, I'm not sure if I managed to do that, to execute it, but I think that was one of the roles that I prepared so much for before that show. Yeah, I think that's probably one. It's called The Box. If anyone's interested.
Is it still on Peacock?
It is, where is it? Actually, I think it's now on Amazon Prime or I think they sold it to somewhere. I can't remember. I should really know this.
No, it's fine. You really shouldn't. If it flopped and it's not a thing anymore, there's not another season out. It is on Prime. Thank you.
It's on
Andre.
Prime. Okay, yeah. Well, you can check it out. Let me know what you think. It's, it's. I thought that everyone who were part of it was so talented, and we were an ensemble. It was such an amazing cast and crew, but yeah, I'm sad that it didn't do any better.
You know what? Maybe it's going to be one of those resurgence things, right? Where like a couple years later, it'll just pop off.
Oh my God, I really hope so.
You never know. I mean, literally, look at Supernatural, right? Supernatural was terrible until they just put every season on Netflix.
That's it, right? There's a time for every single show. So yeah,
there is.
Maybe
and
the
also
time
the delivery
will come.
system too.
maybe
it didn't do well on Peacock. It might pop off somewhere else. I mean,
yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, you never know.
I had, oh my God, this is quite a funny story, actually. It's slightly different. I should have prepared more for this, but I was cast to be a prima ballerina in a TV show. I'm not going to name the show because it's too embarrassing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, now you have to.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to name the show. But I had to play a ballerina, and I was like, my agent was like, so how good are you? Like, can you dance? And I was like, yeah, sure. I can do a bit of ballet. I did ballet when I was 6. And I think maybe they heard since I was 6 that I've been doing ballet since I was 6.
Oh, no. No.
And then I ended up booking the part. And I remember like calling my agent being like, they're going to get me like a stunt double, right? For like the actual dance scenes.
Oh, no. I would have so much anxiety.
Oh my God. I was dying the day before my big dance scene. I was called up by the second AD who was like, okay, so we're going to do like the whole dance number, and then we're going to get the Royal Ballet of Hungary. They're going to dance behind you whilst you're like the principal dancer in front. And I was like, Sorry?
No.
What?
Did your stomach just like curdle and like just twist and like
I was like a ticking anxiety bomb.
Who's going to tell these people? Who's going to tell them that I can't do this?
It was the most embarrassing thing. And my co-star in this series, that it was just one episode kind of thing, and I'm happy that it wasn't longer. But my co-star, she's a proper ballerina. She is like, principal ballet dancer at like the National Ballet in New York and all that. And I was like, oh my God, they think I'm her. And we got to the shooting, and I just had to go up to the director and be like, I'm really sorry.
Oh no! Like, did you have to film the scene then they saw it, and then you're like, okay, look.
Yeah, totally. We did the whole thing.
And they used it? Did they use it too?
They used mostly like my backing dancers, and then they had like the fleeting shot of me kind of jumping so that it looked like I knew what I was doing. But no, they basically cut most of my dancing scenes. But
no!
It is the most embarrassing thing that I think I've ever done in my career. And after that, I was like, I'm actually never going to lie on my CV again. I think as actors, you think, oh, I'll take the role and I'll learn it, and I'll learn it before. But you can't just learn how to be a prima ballerina.
Right. No, yeah. That's absolutely something that, I mean, and that style of dancing too, it can't be taught quickly, right?
No.
Like that is years and decades of like being raised in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I can't believe I was so stupid to say yes to this.
You were just a confident queen who, thought she could get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
I could fake this for one episode.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And I did a lot of prep for that. Like I did so many ballet classes beforehand. So, but I quickly realized that, shit, like I'm not going to be able to do this. Mm-hmm. I thought I was overly confident. I was like, yeah, I'll manage it. Like I can do the splits, whatever. And then it was like, nope, No, it doesn't work like that.
No. Oh my God. Oh, well, listen, that hasn't happened since then, yeah?
No, I don't think so. No, this is like the main big flop that I've done, which but I think
and listen, you've
learn
learned from it. Exactly. You've learned from it. No more lying on your little resume. People, all right, there you go. Yeah. That's also why I did Masked Singer. I did the Masked Singer. It was like the second season. So it's where like you dress up in this costume, right? I was an ice cream cone. And then you sing a song and dance, by the way, as well. And then they have to like guess who it is if you get out, right? So
right.
So the only reason I did this was because my wife said yes to it because she enjoyed the show. I had no idea. And then she's just like, so I said yes to something. And I said, oh, what'd you say yes to? And she's like, not for me, for you. And I was like, oh, yeah, literally, oh, God is right. And it was the Masked Singer. And I was like, I guess I'll do this. And that, you want to talk about gut wrenching, I shouldn't be here, imposter syndrome. I all the songs that I'm good at singing are like super emo, right? like just, just songs I listened to growing up as a kid. And they're like, yeah, we need a mainstream song. And I was like, a mainstream song? They're like, yeah, the audience needs to know what the song is. You can't sing like a song that nobody knows. And I ended up singing something from Lil Nas. Like Old Town Road, and it just, dude, you want to talk about like that was like my moment of I'll never do something like this again.
Really?
Like, yes.
Did you watch it back?
I will never watch it. Ever.
You won't? Okay.
Never.
Okay. Because maybe it's not as bad as you think.
No, it's bad. It's bad. It was terrible. I was not confident in the song. I knew the lyrics by heart, which is great. Because I listened to it for like, a month straight prior. But no, that was something that like I felt horrible. They're like, so can you sing? I was like, I kind of can. Yeah. And then like, okay, we'll try to sing this. And it's just, you can't sound good singing Old Town Road.
Did anyone say anything afterwards? Like, were the execs and like the producers where they're like, oh, that was great?
Yeah. Oh, they all lied. Oh yeah, all of them. Oh, you sound great. This is going to be great. Oh yeah, this is going to do awesome.
Well, at least you got that. I didn't even get that on my show.
Oh. Well, yeah.
It was just like awkward, like.
How did she get here? What's going on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But you know what? I think every performer is going to go through this at some point.
Right. Yeah, you have to. It's impossible not to.
Yeah, and it's good to push yourself. Who knows? Maybe. Now I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit here. I'm like, there's one side of me that's like, yeah, just do it, like go for it. Who knows? Maybe you'll discover a natural hidden talent that you had. But then there's the other part of me that's like, the anxiety is literally not worth it.
It's not. I have anxiety about a lot of things, but mostly like nowadays it's podcasts. It is my own show with guests that So when I do a solo, right, which because like we alternate a solo and then a guest, right. so 2 a week. It's me. It's whatever. I'm shooting the shit with myself. It's no big deal. But but meeting a guest that I don't know, I'm so nervous. I'm riddled with anxiety because it's because like what if we just don't mesh? What if like I don't know? What if somehow you think I'm being rude when like I'm not? Like my biggest fear is like we have like this weird one of those like. What did you just say to me?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm sorry. And then you just like storm off. Yeah. Well, you can't really storm off. You would just disconnect, but
just disconnect.
And that's I don't know. I always have that. Doesn't matter. Almost the second we start talking, it goes away.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
The build up is like, is it worth it?
You know what? I have the same though. I think being a guest on shows and stuff, I always get a little bit of like butterflies. I'm like, how's this going to be? Like, this is going to be interesting. What are the questions they're going to ask me? I don't know. So, but that's like good. That's kind of like, would you agree it's like good anxiety?
Maybe. I don't know.
You're not sure.
If someone came up to me and said, do you want to feel this way ever again? I'd be like, no, absolutely not. So you know, but the end result is almost always so far has been amazing. So I need to just constantly remind myself.
I listened to some of your episodes and they sound amazing. And I was like, yeah, I really, really do want to do this podcast, actually. It sounds great.
All right.
I think you're doing an amazing job, and also you're a great host. Like you've made me feel kind of, welcome straight away. Which,
oh, absolutely. That's what it's all about here. It's all about love, acceptance, and just vibing.
Yeah, vibing. I love it.
Absolutely. And also, that's why we do no cameras as well. I know, like, everyone wants us to do video and in person, and I'm just like, listen. Nah. Yeah. Oh, my God. You have no idea. The sigh of relief when people come in here with their camera on, and I'm like, hey, it's audio only. And then they're like, thank God.
I am so relieved by that, actually. I was like, oh, gosh, imagine. It's like, now it's 8:30. I've had a full day. I'm sweaty. My hair is like all a mess. You don't even know. You don't even want to know what I'm wearing. I'll tell you because it's kind of funny. I'm wearing like a pickle t-shirt.
A pickle t-shirt? Let's go.
Yeah.
My wife loves pickles.
Oh, I love pickles too.
Me too, actually.
This is actually like one of the coolest t-shirts I have because it's such an ugly t-shirt with just like pickles on it. And I was like, oh, I don't have to change out of my pickle t-shirt. I can just rock up. It's great. No, I think you should keep it without cameras. And also voices are beautiful. I
agree completely. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Genius.
I think you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, Nina. All right, let's kind of flip away from the acting, the voice acting a little bit. So you have, I've been told, you have a rich cultural background. You have a Polish mother and a Norwegian father.
Yeah.
I mean, how has this influenced your life and career?
Oh, well, I moved away from Norway. I'm like, I live in London now. I don't know. I was kind of.
How long have you been in London?
Away. Oh, I moved in 2014, so that's 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. And then before that, I was in Scotland for 3 years. That's where I took my acting degree. Well, musical theatre, actually, more specifically. How has it influenced my life? I guess I went to like a Norwegian school, but my entire Polish family, they emigrated from Poland to Norway for like, work opportunities, etc. So my whole Polish family was in Norway. They still are there, actually. And so I kind of had like a Polish household. We spoke Polish at home and we ate Polish food. But then I, went to Norwegian school and had Norwegian friends. Yeah. And then I always kind of wanted to travel. I think maybe because I've got this international thing with me. Like we always traveled to Poland. There's like, even though I feel like I'm fully Norwegian in many ways, I still feel like I'm not quite as fully Norwegian as my Norwegian friends. So there's like a part of me that's like, I wanted to go international. I felt more like I had like a more international identity, I guess. So I always wanted to travel. And I've ended up in London and it looks like I'm going to stay here for a bit now.
London. I've been to London several times, and let me tell you, not a fan. It's not.
No, really?
Listen. It's cool there. It's cool for a little bit, like my first time ever leaving the country. I went to London. I was like 18 years old. And it was, I actually had a really good experience, like, because I was, the drinking age was 18, so I was able to drink. I actually went to a casino, played some craps too, or like some blackjack. I went to clubs. Like, it was a very.
You went to club? Oh yeah, of course you can go to clubs at 18 here. That's actually crazy.
It was nuts, especially since, by the way, I was like a good boy growing up, like no drinking, no nothing. Like
so you got to like go a bit crazy in London.
Oh yeah, let a little loose.
Yeah. So how come you don't like it then?
I don't know. It's rainy and it's gloomy. And
but have you been here on a sunny summer day?
I have. I definitely have as well. Like I remember. It's funny. I remember it clear as day. I think it was the second time I went there. I landed and it was like the second I landed, it was raining, just like a drizzle though. And almost immediately, like the morning sun, like burnt through whatever was, you know, the little drizzle that happened, and it was gorgeous. It was like a hybrid. It was like a dark morning that was bright at the same time, and like, you know, there was just.
You're basically just you're just explaining like the perfect like London weather. A little bit of a drizzle, and then the sun comes. And then it drizzles a little bit again. Then it gets a little bit cold.
As bad. Maybe it's not as bad as I've experienced. I don't know why.
Well, you know what? I think you should come to London again on like and just maybe you need to stay for a little bit longer, because it can be so lovely. Like if you just go to Hyde Park, like you're walking around the park, or maybe you have a picnic and then you go to like Portobello Road. There's a market. There's like food stalls, market. You can buy anything there. Lovely, you know, streets with colorful houses. It's literally like, I think my favorite place on earth.
It's better than Poland. I've been to Poland. And
where in
man,
Poland?
I like the capital, whatever the capital of Poland is. I was there. There you go. So that place is like, and I don't want to insult any Polanders or Polish people.
Well, that'd be me. So
I had lovely food when I was there. I had a lovely time and a lovely experience there. Some of the best vodka I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
But aesthetically, it is like you're in a prison. It was just gray. It was just gray. And just all the buildings look the same. I believe I remember driving by these massive apartment buildings that like never got used. I don't remember the story behind it, but like there's these three. They all look the exact same, and they're like, yeah, no one lives there. And it's like, well, that's depressing.
Yeah. Well, what were you there for?
I was there for a tournament, a Fortnite tournament, and then I also was interviewed on their #1 like news show.
Right.
Yeah. And that was also very lovely.
Like
actually.
TFON?
I think so. You can probably YouTube it or Google it.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Because I was only on there the once.
You're like, never again.
No, I would go back. I would go back there again. I had a lovely time when I was there, truly. Like, we got absolutely, and you know, I noticed that a lot of my good memories involve drinking, but you know, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But we were at a 5-star restaurant. Or it was like a Michelin star restaurant in Poland. We had, you know, where they give you a shot of vodka like before and after every single serving, right?
Nice.
Like,
it helps
like
with
one
the digestion.
Literally, it was one to like cleanse your palate, one that they paired with the food.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went to the vodka museum that was right next door. We had some vodka there. And then we went to a casino that night.
You know what?
And then I had your Polish pickles. I literally drank. Jess and I, my wife, we drank the whole jar. We were hammered. It was 4 a.m.
Okay.
And like it was like a gift basket at the hotel that we stayed at, right? It was this jar of pickles. We chugged the jar of pickle juice and ate every pickle. And then went to bed.
Poland has the best pickles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just by far. I will go out my way to a Polish shop in London. There's so many Polish shops in London now. And buy kiszone ogórki. And that is like, the dream. Also, so good for a hangover. Like
when I tell you the amount of vodka was in my system, I was expecting to not wake up, and because my interview was at 8 a.m. I didn't even have a hangover. I woke up at like 7 o'clock and it was the pickle juice of kings just saved me.
Right? Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna be honest here. So Warszawa, I quite like Warszawa. However, I know what you mean. It's not like the prettiest place in Poland. I think often people go to the capital cities of countries expecting that, this is like representative of the whole country, which is actually not true. Like, have you been to Norway? Have you been to Oslo?
I have. I've been to Norway, I think. Or was it Norway? Hang on. Where's it might be wherever the Red Bull headquarters is, like the main.
Oh, I think that's Denmark. Is that not in Copenhagen?
I don't know. Is that where we were? I've been to Austria. And let me tell you, that was one of the most, like where the Red Bull main headquarters is. That was one of the most beautiful.
Oh my God, Austria is beautiful.
I would live there. I would that's a place where like I would retire. Give me a fiber optic line for internet and just
But Austria is like nothing like Norway or Poland. So this is so funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, I really want to go to Norway," and I always tell them, I'm like, "Don't go to Oslo. Just do not go to Oslo. That is not the representative of Norway. If you want to go to Norway, go to like the countryside, go to the mountains, go and see the nature. Like some of the most spectacular, amazing hikes that I've done in my life have been in Norway on the west coast. But people don't think of going there. They're like, oh, let's go to Oslo. Let's go to the capital. Same with Poland. When I grew up, we had a house in like the northeast of Poland, bordering Lithuania and Belarus. And this area is called Białystok, but we were right next to Białowieże, which is basically, it was on like, what's it called? The UNESCO's like 7 Wonders of the World, which the forest there has got the biggest, chunkiest trees in the whole world. And you walk into this forest and you see this huge tree that's the size of a house. And it's just like amazing.
I think I've seen that online.
Yeah. Yeah, Białowieże. It's amazing. And it, again, like most people go to Warsaw because it's the capital. But actually, people should go to Białowieże. Like, that is far more interesting and just beautiful, you know, and I'd say more representative of the country. They've got amazing beer called Żubr, which is from there. Yeah, so if anyone's planning to go to Poland, go to like the northeast, or even like go to Gdańsk, which is lovely. Gdańsk, yeah, it's like a sea, a coast town. It's got beautiful beaches. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
You know what? You just need to be a tour guide for the area.
To be fair, maybe
you
I should.
You just sold me. I want to go. That's where I'm going when I go there.
Yeah.
Nice,
maybe
nice.
Side career.
A little side career. You get a little side job. Like, listen, I can, I'll tour you guys to Poland, Norway. I got you. Here are the places you must see.
Yeah.
And the pickles you must have. You have to have like a pickle stop.
That's just, you have to. That's like a non-negotiable. You have to have the pickles. You have to have kiszone ogórki. Remember that. Kiszone, because you could also get konserwowe ogórki, and that's not as good.
Kiszone will stick in my will stick in my head. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. All right, so we have we're running out of time. I want to do this or that segment, but before we get into that, I want to ask one last thing here because this is actually very interesting. So you speak multiple languages, which is incredible.
Well, 3 languages.
That's multiple.
Okay, sure.
Right? Because if it were just 2, it'd be a couple.
So that's true, actually.
So multiple languages. So listen, don't come on, don't undersell yourself, all right? Girl, you speak multiple languages. Come on now, flex it.
I speak multiple languages, you're right.
Exactly.
I can attempt Swedish.
What language do you think in?
Oh, it actually varies. So when I'm here in London, I've started thinking in English. But then I go back to Norway and I'm like with my family or my friends, and after a day or 2, I'm thinking in Norwegian. And then sadly, I haven't been to Poland for a while. I really need to go back. But it's the same, like as soon as I go back to Poland, I've been thinking in Polish. And I get so language confused. It's kind of funny. Like sometimes I'll start speaking like to my partner. I'll just start speaking to him, but I don't know which language I'm speaking. And turns out I've just started speaking Polish to him and he doesn't understand. But I thought I was speaking English to him. It's quite strange. I'm sure that multilingual people will empathize with my pain.
Have the same, experience.
It gets so confusing.
Do you, dude, this is a great question. Hang on, it just slipped my mind. Do you know?
Oh no, it left you. It left you. Well, you know what?
I got it. It just came back to me. Yes. Do you, do you think you become, or like, do you become like a different person when you are traveling in the places that those languages speak? So like when you're in Norway, do you like kind of just like, do you go back to old habits, and then when you're in London, do you kind of like go back to like English speaking habits? I know this is like a weird question.
No, this is literally my favorite question because it's something that I have been like contemplating about. I genuinely think that in many ways, I'm a different person in the different languages. It's it's quite funny. And also, I noticed that whenever I, take on like a Norwegian part, for instance, there's certain Norwegian roles that I do better. In like, if it was an English part, I wouldn't be able really to do that. I don't know. I'm not really like.
I think I know exactly what you're saying, though.
So yeah, I do become different when I speak differently, because you express like a lot about your personality and your identity is about how you express yourself and how you speak. So I speak quite eloquently in English in like, when it comes to industry talk and like talking about my career, etc. But then like, for instance, when I speak in Polish, I usually speak Polish with my family. So I kind of become the 10-year-old me again when I'm speaking Polish with my family. And it's a completely different way of expressing yourself that I'm not even sure if I would be able to do that in English, And then same in Norwegian. No, like the Norwegian language has far fewer words than English. So sometimes I'm actually at a lack of words in Norwegian when I'm trying to express myself or explain something. I'm like, oh gosh, in English I would have used like 4 different, what's the word? Four different words to explain something, whilst in Norway it's like we only have 1 word to explain this, And so, yeah, you do become different. So I'd say that I've got like 3 personalities, minimum.
Multilingual and multiple personality.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I asked that question, and I'm so happy I remembered it. That is such a good
question, actually.
Let's go. We have to remember to ask every multilingual person now.
You should, yeah, because I'm curious what other multilingual people think. Actually, maybe
I'll let you know.
Maybe some people are really good at merging all of their personalities, but I'm not. I'm quite different.
We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
Surprise bill? Need fast funds? CashNet USA can help. When you need money fast, be the hero.
Apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and get a fast decision. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times.
I won't let my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. In 2 clinical studies, Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, provided 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks in 7 out of 10 adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. In a study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients with 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks were still clearer at 5 years. At 1 year and thereafter, patients and healthcare providers knew that Tremfya was being used. This may have increased results. Results may vary.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food & Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.
This or that with Ninja.
All right, Nina. Let's do the final 2 segments. We got this or that, followed up with some other questions. These can be as short or as long as you want to answer. All right, here we go. Voice acting, stage acting, or screen acting?
Oh, all of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Cool.
I think this might be the same answer then. Norway, Poland, or the UK?
You know what? I'm going to say UK because right now I'm like, I've found my roots here. I feel like, I've just moved into this new place and I'm feeling like I'm really nesting into my home. So I'm going to say UK, but that does make my heart bleed a little bit.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All that matters is that you think that, and that's just great. And you're there. You're there where you want to be. So, improvisation or rehearsing?
Oh, I like rehearsing.
I would probably agree to that.
I do like improv, but there's something about rehearsing that you kind of unlock new things about yourself as a performer. Yeah, rehearsing.
Okay. Huge sold-out crowd or small intimate venue?
For me, huge sold-out crowd. Weirdly, I feel much more comfortable in front of a huge crowd than like an intimate venue. I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Crying scene or a stunt scene?
Ooh. I'd say a stunt scene because I always get the freaking crying scenes. I always cry in every single thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm bored of crying now. Like, yeah, get me in. What's that stunt movie with Ryan Gosling? One Shot.
I don't think is it One Shot?
Maybe not One Shot. I can't remember.
I thought it was.
Anyway, I want to be
Isn't
in
it like
that
Stunt
movie.
Double?
Yeah, maybe Stunt Double. Yeah. I want to be in that movie. Like, I want to jump off of cliffs and stuff. Yeah, stunt.
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. You would need a stunt double, though, so then you wouldn't even be able to do the stunt scenes, actually.
Oh, no. I do them all myself.
Really?
Sure. The producers would just be like, oh, my God, no.
Well, yeah. Snap your wrist and then delay for 3 months. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
That was simple. That was amazing. You know what? I'm actually going to do this then. Date night out or date night in?
It fluctuates, but I'd say at the moment, date night out. Just because I've been like in the house a lot.
All right. You're a very go with the flow kind of person, right? Whatever you're feeling is what you're going with.
Yeah. And it changes all the time. So whenever, it changes all the time, actually. This is how I feel now. Like, I'd love to go out now.
Love that. I'm pretty much the exact same way.
Yeah. I think how it should be.
It is. It absolutely is. All right. What would you do if you forgot your whole monologue while on stage?
Improvise.
You just improv it?
Just make some shit up.
Just become a completely different actor? They're like, wait a minute, this isn't even your character. What's happening?
Yeah. Actually, gosh, what would I do? I'm such an over-preparer that
it would never happen.
Touch wood. I've never been in that situation, but now I feel like I've jinxed it, so it's probably going to happen now at some point.
Oh, no. You have full control over this because all you have to do is just be prepared, so.
Yeah, but sometimes you can just get blackouts, right? Like,
you're I can see that.
You're over-prepared and then you just forget it. Your mind just goes blank. Oh my God, I don't know.
Just unlock the fear.
Yeah. I did actually faint on stage once.
Was it from anxiety or just?
It was a mix of anxiety, but also like I was
You
playing,
didn't have any food. You were on your fourth cup of coffee.
Literally. Yeah. I was so like malnourished. And then we did this like jumping thing and I had to jump from the ground like up, and just the efforts made me faint.
Yeah.
On stage. So yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah, let's not do that again. Try not to. I can't imagine, especially being in such an uncomfortable.
Yeah, like with just the audience, and and the actors, your fellow actors, being like, "Oh,
are you okay? Like this isn't part of the scene.
Yeah.
Wake up."
Line.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, never again. Good to like drink enough and eat some before you go on stage. That's like, you got to do that.
Oh, all right. What language do you dream in? Or does that also change?
You know what? Some people dream in languages. Some people dream in pictures. I dream in pictures.
You dream in pictures?
Yeah. I don't dream in language. No one speaks to me in my dreams.
That's horrifying.
Is it?
Yes.
I just see
So do you know, since you only dream in pictures, do you like know that you're dreaming more often then? Because no one's talking? Or have you not like subconsciously made that connection?
I have a weird thing. I remember every single dream that I have.
Yeah, I usually do too, unless I'm like usually.
But you dream in English. Mm-hmm. Like, do people speak to you in your dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I think
Interesting.
all of my dreams are like, do you know Salvador Dali, the painter?
No, I will Google him right now though.
Yeah. So if you Google his pictures, that is what my dreams look like. It's just like...
Oh, that's so...
weird landscapes.
Yeah, the melted clocks.
Yeah. Like weird kind of like landscapes.
It's horrifying. I'm looking at half his pictures. They're just terrifying. Long legs and demented figures.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is like what my dreams look like. That's how I dream. And
That's
there's
crazy.
like, I can't remember, there's no sound. No, there's just like pictures.
No sound either?
Yeah.
You might be, what is it called? You're dream hopping or something. I don't know. You're like traveling to different universes or something. And like,
I actually think I do sometimes.
I believe in that. I believe in that. There's like a theory where like your soul leaves your body a little bit. Yeah. Like when you're dreaming, and then that's what happens is you just drift away and you can end up in different places. Second you wake up, it gets snapped back.
That's so interesting because that's genuinely how I feel. I'm gonna have to read up on this because I've always been fascinated by dreams. Yes, but I should probably analyze my dreams more because they're kind of weird. And I'm like, why am I dreaming this? Like, what's my subconscious trying to tell me here?
Oh, there's a whole book on that. You got this.
Yeah.
It's like, what are your dreams trying to tell you?
Yeah. Jung Jung, he's like written all about this, like psychoanalysis of dreams and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to study that.
Hell yeah. All right, Nina, we're down to our final two questions that we ask all of our guests here. Okay. So no pressure. If you had to delete all but 3 applications from your phone, which ones would you keep? And they have to be like downloaded ones, so not like notes or anything like that.
That's such a niche question.
I know.
Oh.
What you just go to your phone, what do your fingers immediately gravitate towards?
I mean, my email.
Oh, come on. Not the right person to ask this question. All right.
No.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you have like a workout app or something? Like a health app that do you even have applications on your phone?
I've got Flow.
Hell yeah, my wife's got Flow.
Yeah,
you gotta
Flow.
get that down.
Actually,
okay, so Flow's
Flow,
one.
That's important to know your cycle and everything to like.
Absolutely, yes. I can't believe you just said Flow. Oh, that's
a great app. Every woman and man, actually.
Yeah,
I hope
have
your
it on
wife
my phone.
has shared. Oh, she's shared her Flow with you.
Yep, I have it on mine. I know
that is so
when
good.
she's experiencing what she's experiencing. So.
That is so good. Every man should have this because
you get to use it against them, right? Like, listen, I'm being told. What? Excuse me. What? I'm being told right now by the app that you could be experiencing a fluctuation of emotions right now. So it's saying you're extra sensitive.
Her.
Well, not against, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have a little fun with it. Like, listen, it says that you have, I think it's a potentially low patience today as you are.
Oh gosh, that is kind of like, that's like scheming of you. Like, that's me.
I would never actually do that. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. I'm just saying it would be funny.
Yeah, sure.
Like, listen.
Sure. Yeah, Flow. Okay, Flow. That's one app. Then the second app would be, I guess, Spotify.
There you go. That's
like
a great
music,
choice.
Yeah, music is important. I've got all of my playlists on there. Great.
There you go. One left. You can do this.
You know what? Maybe the health app. Apple. But that's like not a downloadable one. That just comes on the Apple.
We'll just let it slide. Do you have an Oura Ring?
No, but I've got an Apple Watch and I'm obsessed.
So then I'll take that.
Okay.
Like your Apple Watch health.
Yeah. I look at my heart rate and stuff and I'm like...
Yes, like your HRV, exactly. So I have the Oura Ring and it's really nice. Like,
what is the Oura Ring?
It like lets you know, it tracks like your steps and your activity and your heart rate, like your average heart rate, your sleep score. You get like a sleep score. So it tells you like how much deep sleep you've got and REM sleep. And
how much deep sleep do you get?
So hold up, let me pull up the old app. Let's see here. So my sleep scores are usually really phenomenal. So
great.
I know, right? It's so funny. Jess is, she gets like 60s and like 50s for her sleep score. The very first night I put my ring on, I got an 87 sleep score out of 100.
That's just mean.
Which is optimal.
That's just mean sharing with someone who gets 50, 60 score.
Yes, like, I'm so sorry. All right, so here, deep sleep. I got probably the very first night, I got 7 hours and 5 minutes of a sleep. 7 hours and 5 minutes of total sleep.
Oh, right.
And I think I've got, it looks like probably like 2 hours of deep sleep.
Oh my God, no way.
That's crazy. And then I got a boatload of REM.
That is so good.
I'm on fire.
How do you do this? Like the most deep sleep I've ever got is 1 hour and a half. And that's when I'm like, nailed it. 2 hours though.
And you know what? Women are supposed to get more sleep. On average, they should get at least an extra hour of sleep. So
I really need to, I don't know.
You should be prioritizing, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and this is like, you can tell your partner as well, like, listen, I need to sleep more. Like, let me sleep in. It's important. These are the facts.
Tell my partner that he's like a morning bird, whilst I'm like a night owl. It's, I don't know. We're
just
still
scrolling through videos. Or do you even have like TikTok or anything like that?
You know what? I don't actually have. Sometimes I have TikTok, but mostly not. Just because I get so obsessed. So I try not to. So no, I don't have TikTok on my phone at the moment.
You strike me as more of a book reader.
I read a lot of books. Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, I do.
You don't want to know how I knew that? I knew that because your first app that you would keep was Flow, and not something like Twitter or TikTok or like YouTube. It was a Flow. So that was just like, yes, absolutely, I knew it.
Yeah, I do love my books, and yeah, I do like reading a book before going to sleep. That's the best.
Which is good. That should be like putting you right into deep sleep then, because like there's like a list of things that you should check off before going to sleep. It's like no coffee or caffeine 8 hours before sleep, no food 3 hours before sleep, and then in a perfect world, no screen time for the last hour. And then that should put you and your brain into like pass out mode. You
know what? I do that. I genuinely do that. But still, I don't get that much deep sleep. So I need to...
I'm just kind of interested now. Are you a side sleeper? Do you sleep on your stomach? Do you sleep on your back?
It depends what I'm doing to my hair.
Oh, okay.
I sleep with these like heatless curlers.
Wow.
Yeah, because then the next day I have amazing hair. So when I sleep with heatless curlers, I sleep on my back because it's kind of uncomfortable sleeping on the side. But then normally I sleep on my side. No, actually, I always wake up on my back.
I can't sleep on my back. It's almost impossible. For some reason, I'm more awake when I'm on my back, and the second I roll over to my side, it's almost like my brain's like, okay, now we can go to sleep. It's very strange.
Maybe that's what I need to do.
I sleep differently on different sides. Like if I'm facing the left or I'm facing the right. Yeah, literally, it feels like I'm getting. When I'm sleeping on my right side, I feel like I get deeper sleep. And then when I sleep on my left side, I feel like I dream more and I don't get as much rest. It's strange.
That's so interesting.
It is. It's weird. And I can never sleep on my back ever. Like it's almost impossible.
Whoa. I've never thought of that. Maybe I'm going to try and sleep on my right side tonight.
Feel it out. Like my eyes feel different when I'm on my back, if I'm on my left side, or if I'm on my right side. It's very strange.
Huh.
Yeah.
You need to read up on that to check whether there's some scientific study done.
Well, I know there's which way your body's facing is supposed to be different. Like if you're facing north or south, those are the big ones. Like if because I think you sleep better if you're facing the equator, I think is what I've read. I know it's. I believe in that stuff though, right? Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's something about the energy.
We're all
right?
we're all energy, and the magnetic field of the Earth. I mean, it has to react with us.
Yeah.
Just on what
I think you're into something.
I'm on to something for sure.
You are. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nina. Final question.
Okay.
The podcast it's AFK with Ninja. AFK, if you're a gamer, which you are not, stands for away from keyboard. Mm-hmm. All right. So define AFK in your own words. What do you do when you're AFK?
When I'm away from keyboard?
Yep. Like, let's just say technology, right? What do you do? How do you unwind?
So again, what I do when I'm not online.
Yep.
I'm actually often at my other type of keyboard, aka the piano.
My wife is taking piano lessons this last month. She took a whole course and she's diving into it, and she's making a lot of progress.
Oh my God, it's so therapeutic. It's amazing. Just to you just sit there and you play. I mean, I like to make my own music. I like to, but actually no. Because
make your own music?
Yeah, I write my own music, but I use my computer to then record it. So I guess I'm still online. Okay. So
you're not online.
No.
No. So it's just how you unwind, right? Like it's supposed to be it could be super simple or super hypothetical, deep question,
okay.
Right? Like a lot of people are like, I go on walks, I
see.
freaking hang out with my dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, you're online and you're at a keyboard, but in my opinion, I think this is one of the coolest answers ever. You're away from keyboard is on a keyboard,
I'm
right?
Away from keyboard, on a keyboard.
Is making music.
Yeah, I like making music. I like making things whether it's writing or hanging out with friends, other creatives, and we come up with ideas, writing films. I love doing that. Yeah, writing music. That's kind of what I do when I'm not online, I'd say. And train. I like to train. I'm like a gym goer.
Oh, nice. Train. Okay. I was thinking you're training for training for a fight or something
Oh, always. You never know in the streets of London. You gotta be prepared.
You do never know. I've seen a bunch of TikToks. Some London goers can be angry. Random people.
Some angry people.
You fucking what, mate?
Yeah, that's basically my experience walking through the London streets. You all right, mate?
You fucking what, mate? You want a bottle of water, miss? Excuse me? Hey!
That's such a good impression.
Thank you, see? I'm one of many.
That's great. What do you do when you're AFK?
That's a great question. So right now I'm going on crazy walks.
Nice.
I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps in. It's actually so interesting. First off, you have to literally, there's no shortcut around it, which blows. And for my job, I play video games. I love video games. And so a lot of the stuff that I do is I sit down, right? So it is, frustrating when I get through my 4-6 hour session of streaming and work. And I look at my, my steps and I'm at 500. And it's okay, I have to walk for 2 hours straight now to get my goal. But it's been really interesting because I used to think going on a crazy walk, I was always scared of I don't know, going too far and being okay, what if I can't get back? You know what I mean? Literally. And what if I I don't know. And now I'm now that I've done this and I've really just kind of gone on these crazy walks where I live, I can get to anywhere and I'm not really worried about it.
Right?
But mentally I used to think I can't make that walk. That's 3 miles. But now I can, now it's I start a walk. I start a walk and I'm where am I going to end up?
You've got a compass. You've got everything ready.
I got a backpack on. I'm ready to go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I need to go on more walks, actually. I should do that.
It's something that I'm 33 years old and I definitely have not been prioritizing exercise. I've been hitting the gym, but even when I go to the gym, I'll walk 1 mile on the treadmill when I'm done.
It's not the same, is it?
It's definitely not the same.
Yeah.
And it's also only 2,500 steps.
Yeah.
So 7,500 more to go.
Yeah. You've inspired me to walk more. Maybe I'll go for a walk tonight.
I'm going on one right now. Literally about to kennel my dogs up and go to the gym.
Oh, enjoy that. I'm not going to keep you away from your dog for much longer, though.
No, I think Nina, we're all done. So. And don't worry, she's
Can I
right
hear
next
your
to me
dog
right
in the
now.
background there? Was that your
Hold on.
dog?
Hold up. Hang on. Navi, can you? She doesn't bark. I'm holding her right now, but you can do. Oh, Navi, you want to sniff into the microphone? Oh, she's grunting.
You've got your own little Torgal.
I do. She's adorable.
Aw.
She's actually my little princess. I love her so much. Who's my
Oh,
dog?
and her name is Bikini.
No, her name is Navi.
No.
Bikini.
I heard Bikini. I was like,
No,
that's
no.
an interesting name for a dog. Navi.
Navi, yes. Yeah.
Navi. Aw, cute.
And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of another epic AFK with Ninja episode. If you've enjoyed the journey thus far, please consider leaving a rating, review, and hitting that follow button. We have a ton of incredible guests coming your way, and I want you to be the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, catch you soon.
It's AFK with Ninja. Ninja's got a show. It's AFK with Ninja, the best podcast in the world.
Oh, I've got too many bills.
If you need funds, you can apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and have the money in your account as soon as the same business day.
Okay, got it. Applying now.
They've been helping hardworking people cover emergency expenses since 2004.
Hey, look, I got it.
You've got this.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See cashnetusa.com for more details.
I won't let my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. In 2 clinical studies, Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, provided 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks in 7 out of 10 adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. In a study, nearly 7 out of 10 patients with 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks were still clearer at 5 years. At 1 year and thereafter, patients and healthcare providers knew that Tremfya was being used. This may have increased results. Results may vary.
Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Learn more about Tremfya, including important safety information at tremfya.com or call 1-877-578-3527. See our ad in Food and Wine magazine. For patients prescribed Tremfya, cost support may be available.